Okay, welcome to part 2 of our PowerPoint series. So what I'm going to do for this is kind of finish off the slide transitions to show you what you can do with slides, and then go on to our next set of objectives right here, which is how to do some of these features. So another thing you could do in PowerPoint, which is pretty interesting, is doing these transitions. So if you go to the transition tab, there you go. What you could do is, this is between what you can do between these two slides. So for instance, after this slide, I want it to fade to the next slide. Or push it, come up like this. I guess for the first one, it's the opening. But again, I'm a big fan of the fade. And notice that there's a star right there. That means there's an animation. So if I go to slideshow from current slide and click, okay, there we go. Oops, I guess I should go to the beginning where that's going to happen. Notice that it faded in, right? So for the start of the slide show, in the beginning, it fades in. It's kind of nice, actually. I kind of like it. So we can have this, our objectives PowerPoint. And this one should also, I guess it didn't work. That's okay. So if we go to transitions and we push, that's how the next slide, situation will work. There's a lot. I mean, you can go kind of crazy with this. There's one I really kind of like. The cube one was kind of cool looking. Yeah, that one's cool. And then there, the split. There is the I really like the cube one. I think that's one of my favorite. The hexagon or the honeycomb glitter one. It gets, yeah, it can get a little crazy. But that's something else you can do. Now notice anytime I want to see what my slideshow can do or what it does, I go from either from the current slide or beginning. So it should make perfect sense, hopefully, that this is from the beginning, this is from the slide you selected. So if you're on slide 4, this will start on slide 4. These are some really cool things like recording it, rehearsal. So notice there's timer up here, which is really nice. You can see how long it takes. So those are just some things that are really cool. So another, so much you can do with PowerPoint, right? So let's start with, some of these multimedia things that you can do. So one thing that I put on here is equations, because a lot of times, especially with physics, you want to add equations. So what you could do is, what I'm going to do is actually click on this big text box right here and delete it so it's out of our way. If you go to Insert, you have this option right here for just such a thing. Insert equation, and it's pretty straightforward. So if I want to say, something we know, or actually I'll just do a circuit equation, I equals, and I want to add a fraction, I add a fraction. And I like the standard. We could do, as soon as my computer allows me to. Sometimes it doesn't like it, right? This is kind of hard to see, right? So first of all, I can get rid of this animation plane. It makes it bigger. But what I could do is actually press Control on my keyboard and zoom in so I can see a little better. Like a V, capital V. And I'm clicking on these over R. I can zoom out by rolling out. I'm using my mouse wheel to do that, in and out. So in, out. Again, that's still too small. We can go to the, increase your font size. And there you have it. If you have something a little more complex, I don't know, I'll throw in something more fun. You have some standard equations in here, don't use those. Just insert new equation. Sorry, my box is in the way. I'll put myself over here for now. Equation. You just click on that, there you go. So if I want to do something like velocity initial squared, notice that they have boxes for this, and I'm just making up stuff right now, so maybe you want to just do like v squared, like that, plus 2ad. That's the way you can, add equations to this. And they look pretty nice. Something else is really helpful too if you are writing stuff and you want to write that the velocity, so Say I want to, say I had a blank slide, I want to add in a text box. What I can do is go to Insert Text, and it allows me to write now, which is really helpful. I should have put that in the first video. That's okay. But this will say, you know, velocity is equal to the v squared. It's equal to v squared in certain situations. So I'm obviously making this up. But say you want that to be squared. What you can do is if you go up to font and you click this little arrow right here, and you have superscript and subscript. Super means above, sub means below. Let's go up. And that allows you to make that nice, you know, squared symbol right there. So that is how you add those features. So what's next? Let's add some photos. So, you know, the internet is a great source for photos. So while we do that, let's find a circuit photo. Okay. Circuit. Google Images is a great place to do such a thing. I don't mind that you use it, just make sure you cite them. Let's refine my search because I want to talk about physics. Okay, so say I want this diagram. So there's a couple ways you could do this. If you click on this, what you could do is you could right click on the picture right here, and it says copy image URL. That's one way. I think most of you know this way. I guess I'll do this way first. Copy image. If I copy image, go back to my slides, and then paste. And I'm doing the pasting by Control V. It's a quick one. And there we have it. Now, part of your tech requirements is to make sure you can resize and recolor this picture if it looks, you know, kind of bad or whatnot. So to do that, you click on the side right here. You can resize it like that. Notice that you have a format button up here where you can do color options, where you can, you know, change the color pretty drastically actually. You could always do a preview, so accent colors. You can do corrections. I know sometimes pictures are too dark or too light, so you can correct for that, which is kind of nice. Artistic effects if you want to get crazy, so if I want this to look weird. There we go. There's some weird ones in here, right? You could do all these kind of things. So let's put it back right here. So the second method is you could, like I said, right click, copy image URL. If I do that, I can go to Insert, and I have a few different options here. Now, if you click on the online pictures, this is going to give you like a set of pictures to search through, so you don't have to be online. So if I wanted to click circuits like that, you know, this is another way you could do such a thing. Insert. I don't know what I picked. Oh, circuits, a little concept map. There we go, like that. Excuse me. Or what you can do is go to pictures here. Now this option does it from your computer, so if you have a computer saved, I actually have pictures by topic. You see I have a lot. So pictures by topic, and I want to do circuits, so electrical circuits. I don't know, let's just that one. You can do this. So these are a couple of different options you can do. Going back to that image URL, so say you want to, actually, let's hold off on the image URL. I'll come back to that actually. So let me move this out of the way, escape out of here. So that's how you can add an image. It's pretty simple. Sometimes you can't copy images, so one way I like to do this is to cut and paste. So what I can do, like this one won't work here. You know, say I want to use this image, you know, again, I could print screen, which is a button on your keyboard right here. And when I do that, it literally prints the screen, right? This is the screen that you see. So what you can do is you can select maybe like a part of that picture. Sometimes that's really helpful. I just want to use that plug. So I select there, I copy, and I could paste it here if I want to put another plug in for that. So that's something useful too if you want to take a picture of your screen and then, you know, copy paste it into there. That's a really nice tool you can use. So those are all the basics of images. What else we got? Hyperlinks. So a lot of times, especially when I do physics things, I like to have like a hyperlink. So let's go to PhET, which, you know, the simulation site I like to use. And I eventually want to, you know, have an image of the PhET image, you know, the PhET thing that I'm going to show. So what I'll do is I'll, for instance, go to the PhET lab that I would like. And then what I'll do is I'll do a screenshot. So that gives me a screenshot. And as you can see here, I want this image. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Put that into my PowerPoint. Like that. And I'll call this PhET animation. And say I want this to be a clickable link. So to do that, what I need to do is get the web address. So I'm going to copy that. Now, I always Control-C for copy, so I do it quickly, so I apologize. But I am literally copying this. Going back to here, I'm going to right-click on the image. Now it says hyperlink. And then it's going to ask for the address. And there we go. And it's as simple as that. Now, what that will do is during the slideshow on this slide, notice that when I mouse over, this now becomes a clickable link. So if I click this, it's going to bring up the link. I kind of didn't want to do that because it would take up time, but that's okay. So it's going to do that. So while it does that, another option you can do is you don't have to have it as a picture, which I do right here. You can have a hyperlink and have it linkable too. So here's that website that I copied. And what you could do is the same thing. You can highlight a whole section, a word, a phrase, whatever you'd like to be clickable, and that hyperlink comes up again. So there you have it. I can copy and paste that back in there. Notice that changed colors. So I can click on this, or I can click on a picture for a hyperlink. So if I escape out of here, see how this is, you know, loading up right now. So there was that link. That's how you could do a link like that. Lastly, I think I have a minute left. You can do a video. You could do video two ways. I'd like you to embed a video. So let's go to my PowerPoint tech video, although it's not ready yet. It's still processing. Oh, there it goes. Yay, there I am. It's pretty neat what you can do. Let's see, it's taking a second.
Welcome to the PowerPoint overview. So I'm trying something a little different now with the screen capture and the webcam thing.
I'm watching this, sorry. Okay, great face. So let's embed this video into PowerPoint. It's pretty simple. So you'll have a share button. Which you can use. Actually, even simpler. So if I want to go to Insert, and notice that you have a video, right? You can do an online video or from your PC. If you're using an online video, this is pretty simple. It's going to ask you to either do the YouTube link or paste the embedded code here. Now that's a great thing because it links right to your video. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you go to embed, here's the embed code. I'm going to copy this code, put it into PowerPoint. 40 seconds. And then I'm going to press enter. And if time permits, we'll see it pop up. And it's in PowerPoint's inserting the media.